can't believe I just did that. I sat here and did a whole spiel and it didn't push go live.
Yo, yo. So what we need to do? There's a video clip that I need to give it to you. It's literally. I know we're live now. This is gonna make it even better. I got to give you this clip of this a rap battle of a scene where the dude said rookie mistake. Right. This is definitely
absolutely a rookie mistake right now. Apparently I thought we were live and I had pushed the live button, but I didn't. So I did the whole spiel, the intro, everything, and none of y'all saw it. So let's start it all over again. What's going on, everybody? My name is Suge. I'm here with my co-host Garnet. We are still conspiracy. I can't believe I just did that. Wasted 5 minutes of saying all this stuff and nobody was watching because I didn't push go live. I'm such an idiot. Oh God. What's up, Darius? See you in the chat. Welcome everybody hanging out with us, watching. Really appreciate it. We are here every Tuesday talking Steelers and Ravens. Yes, Darius. Ravens flock is going at each other's necks today. My God, they are. Woo. The hate is real with Ravens flock. We'll talk all about that today, and we'll talk about everything that happened this weekend. Over with the Steelers and the Ravens. How you doing, Mr. Garnett? I already asked you once. Let's ask you again. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Like I said, for the second time, I'm enjoying my Hershey beer, so I'm good.
There you go. Yeah, we did a whole comedian thing and nobody saw it. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll make up for it. Let's shout out some people. Darius, what's going on? Hope you're having a great day. Mr. Buck, yeah, I know, dumbass. Living Legend in the house. What's going on, Living Legend? My man. Ravens online gatekeepers. You should be doing some gatekeeping right now with Ravens flock, man. They are woo. Hendo, they signed the wrong Jackson. We'll talk about that. You guys signed a new wide receiver, hopefully the savior of your team. So we'll talk about that. Not the Jackson trade or Jackson signing you were hoping for, but we'll see what happens. We're going to talk about this weekend, talk about some other news, get into some important stuff. I'm probably going to have a soapbox moment, especially with Steeler fans because of the stuff I've been seeing, real disrespectful toward players. So we're going to talk about all about that. But Garnett, you know what? I feel generous. I feel good. Let me see. Hold up 1 second. I don't even know where the hell is it? Okay. Anyway, I was trying to look for something, but let's talk about your Ravens football team. I'm not gonna say it was like the worst case scenario, but I did say that when we talked last week going into this Giants game, that it's very important for you to win this game. And we thought, Ravens were going to be able to win this game pretty handily, or at least somewhat. It wouldn't be too much of a struggle. But the one fear you talked about, and the one thing I had heard a lot of Ravens fans say was, well, all they got is Saquon Barkley. We'll be good. Well, Saquon did a pretty good job against them. But Danny Dimes dropped two touchdowns on you. Not a lot of yards. It was not a pretty game, but dropped 2 touchdowns on you. So Ravens lose 24-20. Garnett, what happened?
Yeah, man. So I'm just be short and sweet, and gonna take up a lot of time. I'll just say this: we played 3 quarters of football ever since this season started. Man, we don't know how to close out. This team, as soon as the defense was out of whack, offense does good. Offense out of whack, the defense does good. Poor coaching, Kenyon Drake has 10 carries for over 119 yards. We start giving him the ball. Like it's a whole lot of mess. It's like 60% coaching, 40% players. I'm a very transparent, neutral guy when it comes to blame. of of the situations at hand. And Lamar, he made a lot of mistakes. He has not been playing good ball for like 3 weeks now. It is what it is. Just call it out, spade to spade. Miss a couple layups here or there, and I get it. Drop balls by the receivers as well. But it's like literally a whole like equal opportunity of blame for a lot of people, man, especially when it comes to the coaching staff or whatever. So we had the game won, to be honest with you, with the fourth and the bad snap by Linderbaum, which was bad on him. And then all Lamar had to do was just basically live and fight another day and throw the ball away and call it what it is. But, felt the pressure and he just threw it up. And, Julian Love for an interception. There you go. They go down the field, quick score by Saquon Barkley. We did a hell of a job on Saquon Barkley all day.
Yeah, only 83 yards.
Yeah, off of 22 carries, 3.8 yards per carry. Longest run he had all day was 8 yards. So the defense did their part. As much as people want to, criticize defense on a lot of things, man, Lamar lost the game. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. But we're in a situation where we need to get some shit under control. Like, this is where I stop blaming Lamar on this part. This is where coaching need to step up on their behalf. Who's pulling Lamar to the side? Like, hey, we're not, we don't have, explaining him or just helping him out, whatever. What the front office is doing? Like, hey, man, we know I'm not going to beat around the bush. We're going to do the show weekly. And I think a lot of people will get tired of me, or either they're going to start agreeing with me, but I'm going to keep on saying the same thing until we get to the playoffs or get to the end of the season. I don't care about week by week standards because of the fact that we know how this shit always goes. We'll catch some fire. We'll be good in just playing, in the season, right? Or we'll catch a little fire in the season. Playoff come around. We'll play against a team that's actually pretty damn good, and then we just can't rely on Lamar to bail us out, right? This game is a perfect example of a situation where you should be demolishing a team with this caliber. They're not a bad team, but they're one-dimensional. We literally lost to the 2018 Ravens. All they did was just run the damn ball. Like, they played, they dunked it, but it was literally another run of the ball, man. All they wanted to do was just run. And we couldn't stop that. Well, we stopped it, but you know what I meant. Like,
you couldn't stop it in the moments you needed to.
You needed to because, you put your defense in bad situations, but it's on the GM to swing. I know we just signed Deshaun Jackson. I know we would talk about that a little bit later, but that's not going to do nothing. Like, it might stretch the field for a little bit here and there, but the moment he pulls a hamstring, cool. It's whatever. We're back to square one, man. So I don't know, man. I'm really just fed up with the shit that we do this shit every year, bro. Like, it's that simple. The Ravens literally do the same philosophy, the same thing. We'll win a couple games. The optimism kicks in for a couple people, and then we'll end up playing certain teams that we get exposed for what we should have been being exposed for. And then it's like, damn, what should we do now? I don't know, man. It's tricky, dog, but it's real tricky with this Raven team right now. This team, like I said a couple times before in the show, man, they only got 7 draft picks. They only got to sign Lamar and Marcus Peters because everybody else is under contract. All the meaningful players are under contract. What's there to do? It's going to be a bad receiving class in the draft coming up. I'll spill more on that when I get more research about it. I can share with everybody, but it's on, the trade deadline is right there. It's coming up. What are you going to do? Like, are we going to sit there with our hands up our ass, or what are we going to do? But yeah, man.
Well, yeah, like already Robbie Anderson's already been traded to Arizona.
Right.
And the price was nothing. It was nothing. They weren't asking for anything. I don't understand why the Ravens didn't at least make an attempt. I understand, you see Robbie Anderson on live TV have an issue with his coach, but um, why not make that trade? Why not give up some picks to get a Robbie Anderson? I mean, you're right. Maybe Deshaun Jackson might spread the field. Maybe you'll get a couple good plays out of him, but this isn't Deshaun Jackson from 3-4 years ago, which you would like to have. You're muted. Which you would like to have. You're having a Deshaun Jackson that was pretty much out of the league, but you bring him back. Why not trade for a Robbie Anderson? Why don't you trade those couple picks for a Robbie Anderson? Unless you're trying to get DJ Moore from Carolina, and if Bronny's here, he'll tell me to be quiet because he says that Panthers aren't going to trade DJ. But at the end of the day, you do need a receiver because Mark Andrews dropped some balls. Devin Duvernay wasn't dependent upon in this game. Mark Andrews had the 106 yards, but dropped a big touchdown pass in the end zone. And another thing is Kendrick Drake, 10 rushes for 119 yards. That's 11.9 yards per carry. He was running for a first down every time he touched the ball. So how do you only give him 10 carries? How do you not keep running him? And especially a Ravens team that claims to be a running team, and Lamar had 77 yards. You don't I feel like with the Ravens, you don't want to see Lamar with over 50 yards of running. You want to see your running backs with those kind of numbers. If this had been Kendon Drake, J.K. Dobbins with 77 yards and Kendrick Drake with 119, I feel okay. But you have Lamar running for 77. Like how are you not running Kendrick Drake in that game? And the fact that I heard, obviously I've watched a couple of podcasts. He was gashing the Giants. There was holes. There was linemen running upfield with nobody to block because they were doing such a good blocking on the run game. So why would you go away from that? Is that a coaching thing? Is that it's obviously a coaching thing. That's a dumb question. But I mean, what is the purpose of going away from the run game when you're obviously dominating in the run game?
Right. It's definitely a coaching thing, man. We do this a lot, man. Perfect example when you talk about Duvernay, we'll be a little quick about this one, but perfect example with Duvernay. Last week, Duvernay only had, he had a good game, but we had.
He had one reception this game.
One reception.
One reception.
That's the biggest issue. Like as soon as we, people get hot hands or have a good game, it's hard to build consistent games or consistent drives when you're not utilizing the people that can get you there, or get you a touchdown, first down, whatever, right? So that's the biggest issue with the Ravens, man. Like, they outthink themselves instantly almost. It's like, damn, Kenyon Drake is having a good game. We need to, I think they're going to key in on him. Let's take him out. Like, what the fuck? So
wait until they take him out of the game, run them until they figure it out. And that opens up down the field. I'm very confused when you have 119 yards and you just don't do anything. Yo, what up? Shout out to let's shout out some people real quick. Mr. J's in the house, my man. How you doing, Mr. J? Hope you're having a great night. Ravens Online Gatekeeper. We are saving those picks for next year when Lamar's gone. Looking like it. Rodney is in the house. I don't know if you heard Garnet, but oh, hold up. I don't know if you heard Garnet. I don't know if you heard the news.
Does Old Man Gamers is back?
Old Man Gamers is back. I don't know. One more time. From the man himself.
Old Man Gamers is back.
Old Man Gamers is back.
Hey, good shit, Brodney. I like it, man.
Right? Glad to hear, Brodney. Glad to hear. What up, legend? What there's how y'all doing tonight? Yep. Shout out, So yeah. So now the game is over. It's, obviously they need something for hold up. Lunch break hot take. if there's one person to listen to, you listen to Lunch Break Hot Take. You know
Listen
why?
to Suge, okay?
Because he tells you what to do. Listen to Suge. Listen to Suge. You know. So
perfect. Perfect timing, right?
Hey, perfect timing. He's perfect on the mic. That's why they're a great podcast. You signed Deshaun Jackson, and we can all agree and chat, put it in the chat. Is he going to make that much of a difference for the Ravens?
No, he's not. He's not going to do. It's like I'm not going to be super negative, but it's going to be the ones where he'll do enough, but it ain't enough. It's not going to be enough in the end run, man. Like you're really depending on a 35-year-old man that you better hope the guy his hamstrings hold up a little bit because that's what's going to end up happening. He's going to wear out. Like I'm sorry, Father Time, unless you're Tom Brady, it catches up with you, man. And that's what it is. So. Yeah, man, it's cool. He's cool. He'll stretch the field. He'll open up the field for like Mark Andrews and the underneath shit. But at the end of the day, man, he ain't. It's not the game changing thing you need. But you need a receiver where if you was the head coach, if you were the offensive coordinator, and I have you at the podium, and I'm the receiver that's worth $20 million a year, and you did not utilize me. The GM literally traded for my ass to be on this team so you can make your job a lot easier. But you're not using me. So what is your excuse when you go to the podium and you're asked, hey, why did you not get Garnet involved into the game? Yeah. You can make if I was Deshaun Jackson, if I was Duvernay, Bateman, or any of these young receivers, or these middle of the pack receivers in the NFL, like these average guys or whatever. Not called man, they made to the NFL, but the Joe Schmoes or whatever. Like you can make up an excuse like, well, he doesn't understand the playbook. We're trying to get other people involved. You can make up a shit ton of excuses, but you can't make an excuse for a guy that you're paying a plethora amount of money to. That's how you gotta look at it, man. So, yeah, that's just Ravens in a nutshell, man. How you want to look at it, it's up to you. But we exhausted every approach when it came to the receiver. We got the young one, we got the veteran. We drafted a first round, 2 first round. We still make excuses why we don't use them, right? Like the only avenue of approach we did not use, like I said, is the $20 million or the $19 million a year receiver, because you can't make excuses with that because you get put on the spectrum. But yeah, go ahead, shoot.
No, I totally agree with you. If that's and it sucks because I'll get into this side right now, and what I've been seeing, especially on Ravens Twitter, is like this divide now, and it's gonna become a problem, and it might not. It might not be. It might not divide the Ravens flock in a sense of it's like a lot of bickering because right now you have one camp that's saying this game is on Lamar. Lamar made mistakes. This is why you don't pay him $300 million. And on the other camp, you got people saying, well, who is he throwing to? Who are the people, who are his weapons that he could throw to and depend on other than Mark Andrews? And there's really nothing. You had Kendrick Drake run for $119. That is the greatest thing for a quarterback, is when you have a running back running like that, it takes pressure off of him. And it was showing the Giants couldn't stop him, and you just stopped running him. And so now you have Ravens flock, Ravens fans arguing amongst each other. And they're fighting over Lamar, and it doesn't even make any sense. I have seen the most ridiculous tweets today. And again, I'm not a Ravens fan. People, I know we joke around and all this stuff, but the tweets that are coming from at Lamar is ridiculous. This is why we don't pay him $300 million. This is why people say he's not a QB. He's not in the same level as a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes. And and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, let's break it down. Lamar Jackson won a league MVP. Okay. He hasn't gone deep in the playoffs, but he's done well enough in the regular season, has a winning record, has some better stats than Josh Allen has, and he's doing it with less talent. Josh Allen has Stephon Diggs and a great defense. Give that to Lamar, and Lamar's probably putting up 30, 40 points a game. And the fact that people are using this as an excuse that why he shouldn't be paid is ridiculous. I hate to give him props, but Bronny said it best. You don't do this when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. You don't go after him and criticize him for the money he made when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. So then why are you doing it to Lamar? Other than because of the color of his skin. Because he's black, you think he doesn't deserve as much money as any other QB would get, especially a former MVP. Not just Joe Schmo, put up some good numbers, flashy moves. No, an MVP type player, and you don't want to play him. Why? And you want to sit here and criticize him and blame him because y'all didn't win the game on Sunday when the receivers had opportunities to make catches. Your defense had opportunities to make plays, and they didn't get it done either. But it's all on Lamar. I mean, it's a little ridiculous, and I understand. The price he's asking for is very high, but at the end of the day, that's sometimes what you got to pay for a generational talent. Lamar's a generational talent. There's no way to. And I used to be in the camp that said I don't know if he's a great QB. No, you're not an MVP if you can't play quarterback. That's just simply how it is, And so, real quick, I'll finish my thought. Ravens flock needs to really understand that if you didn't have Lamar, you're not 3-3. You're probably 1-5. You're probably 0-6. You think you're lucky stars that you have a Lamar Jackson, a generational talent on your team, because if not, you would not be where you're at in the position today. Go ahead.
No, it's just like it's just the fan base, man. Like there's half the fan. Well, I don't say half, but a lot of the fan base is really supportive of the organization and the head coach, the front office, blah 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 blah. A whole bunch, the whole gamut up there. So basically, they will make they just agree with the movements. A conformist, I should call them, right? The Purple Patrol is the name I gave them, but it is what it is. Then you got the super negative stuff, dude. It's like multiple factions we have in the Ravens flock, man. You got the super negative. They're talking about trade Lamar. We don't deserve Lamar. All this crazy stuff, and then you got the neutral guys like myself, man. Like look at it from both sides of the spectrum. And the thing about Lamar, like you said, man, is like, the body of work tells it yourself. He holds like plethora of crazy records as a young quarterback in the NFL already. Unanimous MVP, as we all know, all this other stuff. He's done with. He earned the contract. It's not even about, to be honest with you, it's over with that discussion. It's just how much does the Ravens organization want to fork up, man? And from what I read today or whatever, or did my listen earlier today that the 12th richest man in Forbes is Steve Bisciotti. So the money, he got the money. It ain't work. He got the money to pay the man. It's one of the situations where like when do they want to do it? And the Ravens fan, man, is I know we can somewhat. I guess this is the perfect way to segue. But it's like we're just as divided as y'all's a bunch over there as well when it comes to this whole quarterback situation. Ain't that right?
I mean, it's not as divided. It's more of a it's really actually not divided at all. Every Steeler fan wants Kenny Pickett to start, but obviously he has a concussion. What's the division among Steeler fans is the coaching.
That's what I meant. My bad.
And also the how players are treated. And I'll get into that kind of situation a little bit later, but the division amongst Steeler fans is really not a big division. It's more a lot of Steeler fans are all in agreement. Matt Canada, we don't want him anymore. A lot of Steeler fans are in agreement. This team needs to be better put together personnel wise. Where they divide is Tomlin and should Tomlin stay? Should he remain? Should he continue as head coach? Excuse me, I was having a dry mouth. And should he continue as a head coach, as the Steelers head coach? And at the end of the day, 100% he should. You have to. Granted, his playoff record is not the best, but the man has proven that he can win. He's been to 2 Super Bowls, and should have won the second one had it been not for Rashawn Mendenhall fumbling the damn ball. And you can't take that away from what he's done. So it's I get what you're saying, but this division amongst Raven fans is so different and so weird because how do you look at Lamar Jackson and not say and think to yourself, we don't want him as our quarterback. He's not good for us. Or this is, you want to blame him for everything when he's literally kept you guys in games, literally won you games. I'm sorry, my throat was hurting. Literally won you games and has literally, brought you back from dead. Like he saved the coach's job, and yet you guys want to blame him for everything. You want to blame. Like there was people tweeting as if he's gotten paid $300 million, and they're like, "This is why we shouldn't pay Lamar. We wasted our money." Like you haven't even paid him yet. He's still on a rookie deal. So what are you talking about? So what are you talking about? You're not even making sense with what the situation is. He's still on an old deal, and so I think Ravens fans right now need to calm down. You're 3-3. You're still first in the division, and you have a pretty good schedule coming up. Right now you have let's look at it. You have the Browns. You have the Bucks, the Saints, the Panthers, the Jaguars, Broncos, Steelers, Browns, Falcons, Steelers, Bengals. I mean, realistically, there's only maybe 3 or 4 games here that you can lose out of 8.
Don't say that. Don't speak too soon. I'm just saying.
I'm saying, the Bucks is going to be a tough game. I always will say the Steelers and the Browns are going to be tough games, and the Bengals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you lose all your division games, you're still 9-8. I don't believe there's going to be a 10-win team coming out of the AFC North.
To
be honest with you, I don't think there's going to be a 10-17. I don't think there's going to be a 10+ team coming out of the North this year.
I think we'll maybe have 2.
I don't think so.
You don't think?
I don't think so. I don't think the Browns, the Steelers, unless they go on a crazy run right now, and they get everybody back healthy. I don't think the Bengals and the Ravens. I can see them finishing 9-8 and taking the division like that.
I see the Bengals, like as much people want to give flack about the Bengals, I really do see the Bengals having a really good opportunity to take over. To be honest with you, just the reason why I say this because a lot of people. They want to do the whole, since I'm a Ravens fan, I'm going to hate on the Bengals, and I really think this through. What's up?
Real quick, Hendo, Brian, and Mr. J. We're talking football here, and you're all talking about basketball. So I need to tell you guys something.
Daddy, chill.
Okay?
But yeah.
Don't make me do it again.
No, you good, man. But yeah, like with the Bengals, man, it's not everything that they need to fix is not like it's more schematic than personnel. They got all the personnel to do it. Like obviously the offensive line, they just got those guys during the free agency period and all that stuff. It's still trying to gel and get, build that cohesive bond on the line. And then also the coordinators just need to adjust their play call instead of stop trying to run fucking non-routes and smoke routes with Jamar Chase and actually run more routes for everybody else, and also have a balanced, plan when it comes to the run game with Joe Mixon. Like everything's coaching. It's not player related almost with them. So for us as Ravens, there's so many things. We're hoping people come back from health. We're hoping Ojabo turns out good. We're hoping Tyus Bowser comes back. We're hoping Gus Edwards come back. We're hoping Rashad Bateman can hurry up and get his foot.
You're hoping Prochet shows up someday.
I don't know who that is, but anyway, but like so it's like all we're hoping, like it's a lot of things we gotta hope for personnel wise for us to be good. And then also we're hoping our coaching pull their heads out of ass. It's so many. That's how I look at it. I know a lot of people do the whole since they want to be the whole disrespectful angle to our, to the rivals or whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm the type of guy, hey, think about it. Who has the least amount of, issues personnel wise and the least amount of issues schematics wise? And basically, we all know 1 and 2 is the Bills and the Chiefs. After that, it's a toss-up. It's all about who can figure out their problems the fastest and get hot. And that's the situation where a lot of us in the AFC are at, man. Just how many things are going wrong for us right now.
Yeah, for sure. Real quick, shout out to Rodney for the $10 tip. Appreciate you, brother. Like I said, Lakers road to the championship starts tonight. Oh my God, is not back. Is Davis not playing tonight?
Street clothes not back?
Is that what you're trying to tell me, Bronny? Let me know in the comments. Is Street clothes back? Or is he gonna be like, show up for the game and be like,
surprise, motherfucker?
Hey man, we Lakers fan, living legend. I'm sorry. I'm a Lakers fan.
Shout out to Mr. J, the 6. All right, Suge, here's a football question. Why is Claypool doing dip in front of the media's face? I mean, oh my God. Oh my game. Oh my games is not back. Oh, yes, Ronnie. You said it yourself.
Says Old Man Gamers is back.
So you can't deny it. You said it yourself.
You got it.
Why is Claypool doing dip in front of the media? I mean, because
fuck them. That's why.
Exactly. Fuck the media. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He a grown ass man, get paid millions of dollars.
Yeah, Ronnie. I mean, you said it yourself, man.
Says Old Man Gamers is back.
Got it on camera. Don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Damn.
Yeah, guilty. That's all I gotta say. Living legend with the stink face for the Lakers. What's your team, living legend? I could talk basketball too. I love basketball. I'm a Lakers fan, but I really watch a lot of '80s basketball, which is one of my favorite areas to talk about. But living legend, let us know what your team is. So next week you guys have the Browns. I mean, and this. You want to talk about a must-win again? It feels like every week we talk about it, Garnet. It's a must-win. It's in Baltimore though, so that's a good thing. But what would happen if the Browns win this game next week?
See, damn. It's a good question. Meltdown from a lot of fans on Twitter. That's one.
Oh, the spaces would be going.
Yeah. They were
nuclear.
Yeah. Man, so I need you to cut out the scene from The Dark Knight. I know you say you don't like that movie for some reason.
Hate it.
But literally, there's a scene where the Joker was like, see, madness, all it takes is gravity. All it takes is one little push. And literally, that's what it is, man. I'm telling you, it's chaos, man. Like, if we lose against the Browns, so I'm expecting somebody to get fired. I'm not talking about head coach. I'm probably talking about Greg Roman. I'm thinking probably I think Bashada would probably call an in-house meeting with the coaches, with the GM, with everybody, and like, what the fuck is going on? Bashadi's done that before in the past where shit was going south really fast.
Yeah. And
he literally like, hey, this is what's happening. You're getting fired. And next thing you know, Lamar saves a man's career or job, right? So yeah, man, I think that's what would happen, man. We'll see. I think that's a situation at hand if we do lose.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if y'all lose to the Browns next week, I don't know. First off, I think again, I said it on Sunday. You watch Lunch Break Hot Take. Jose has a spot right about here that every week they lose, it's just pulsating more and more and more. And I think it's gonna pop. And I don't want it to. I like Jose. He's a friend of mine, but I think he's about to go crazy if y'all lose to the Browns next week because you shouldn't be losing the lesser competition. And especially these games that you should be winning. You know, a lot of Ravens fans. I saw this tweet saying, "Well, the Ravens should be 6-0," and anybody could say that. The Steelers should be 4-2 right now.
Right.
You know, those 2 losses to the Jets and the Patriots shouldn't have happened. And the Browns, you know, it is what it is. You know, so the Steelers should be 4-2. But at the end of the day, you could have, did have, and should have, but you didn't.
Yeah, should have, could have, would have.
Yeah, you should have, could have, would have, and you didn't. You didn't. You know, and so, you know, that's just how it is. I mean, you know, all I gotta say is to Ravens fans right now who are saying you should be 6-0. You know, you should be.
You lose. Good day, sir.
That's how it is. You know, just how it is. You know. What up, D Weezy? Hope you're having a great night. It could be worse. Y'all don't have to deal with Panthers. No, we do not. You guys just traded your receiver to Arizona. Shout out to Brandon Buck. So I think right now we'll kind of pivot and get to the Steelers for right now, and then we'll pivot back to the Ravens. And when it comes to the Steelers, you know, it just every time they play, they're just perfect. Yes, we're 2-4, but we beat the GOAT, who the GOAT has destroyed us in Pittsburgh. He's beaten us, I believe, in 2 or 3 of the AFC Championship games in Pittsburgh. He's beaten us in. At least 2. I know of 2. One in Pittsburgh, one in New England. But we have gotten beat down by Tom Brady, who's now in Tampa. And the big news coming into this game, Garnett, was that Brady flew out to Robert Kraft's wedding on Friday, missed a walkthrough, came back, met with the team. And a lot of people are saying that's the reason they lost. Not really giving the Steelers credit for their defense, who had played miserable against the Bills and actually showed up to play, got the team off the field on third downs, made key defensive stops. And so as a Steelers fan, it was great to see what we saw. There was some bad that came out of it. Obviously, Kenny Pickett got hurt. He's in concussion protocol, but from all indications, he's still going to play on Sunday. He should be fine to play. A little issue that came out of that, and this is kind of be my moment where I'm going to kind of go off on a rant and probably talk some shit. So if you have a problem with that, skip this part. Our lineman, let me just remember his name real quick. And I should know his name, obviously, because I'm a Steelers fan, but I have a hard time remembering names. So Kevin Dotson, who on the play of Kenny getting hurt, was late on the block, gave up the sack. Kenny got hurt, was out of the game, and also had some key penalties in the game, which obviously didn't cost him the game. Obviously cost him the quarterback, but didn't cost him the game. Received death threats from Steeler fans. And
you want to talk about my fan base being dysfunctional?
Yeah. Oh well, I've never said the Steelers aren't dysfunctional, and I tweeted this out that sometimes it's hard to be a Steelers fan. And if you are a Steelers fan right now watching this, even though you might not have done it, as a fan of the Steelers, you need to start taking responsibility for our fan base. That is simply unexcusable. To threaten a man's life over a fucking game, that is fucking excusable. I understand we all take this game passionately. I understand that we love football. We love our team. Anybody does. And I understand that, yes, you can get frustrated with just things not going the right way. But at the end of the day, you don't play football. You're not on that field. You're not part of practices. You don't make the money they do. So you don't know what they go through every day. And the fact that you even had the gall to fucking send somebody a fucking death threat for a holding penalty or because they let a sack get through that. Yes, did it hurt the QB? Did Kevin Dotson feel bad? 100% he did. And he told Kenny Pickett, I'm sorry that happened to you. My bad. And Kenny forgave him. The fact that you even had the fucking audacity to send a man a fucking death threat over a fucking game that we played as kids and that we like to enjoy and watch, you're a fucking piece of shit. And I don't care to even fucking know who you are or care to even have you as a Steelers fan. That is fucking ridiculous. I understand as fans we say some stupid shit sometimes when we're in the heat of the moment. But before you send out a tweet, before you send out a message to a fucking grown-ass man who's playing a game that he does to provide for his family, think about that shit before you do. Because that's fucking ridiculous that you send a grown-ass man a fucking death threat over a holding penalty or the fact that a quarterback got hurt off of a sack. Fucking stupid. And that is ridiculous. So Steeler fans, you need to hold yourself more accountable. You need to hold other fans more accountable. And you need to start checking fans like this. And I also say this to Ravens fans. You need to start checking Ravens fans when they do stupid shit like this too. Because that is fucking ridiculous. We are fucking
all the time
for a reason. Yeah, I know you do, Garnet, but we are fucking fans. We're not part of the team. We're not part of the fucking organization. And we're not paid. We don't pay these fuckers salaries. We don't pay these people salaries to sit there and think we can talk like that to them because you wouldn't talk like them in front of them. I guarantee you that man would fucking beat the living shit out of you if you even said a word close to death threats to his face. So as a Steelers fan, I am appalled. I apologize to Kevin Dotson. I am sorry that our fan bases are being especially the Steelers fan base is being a piece of shit like that. But that is fucking ridiculous that someone would even think about it. Think about it. We joke. Fans, we joke. Trust me, I've heard people say a lot of stupid shit. I've said stupid shit about players. We stay stupid shit and joking, lying. We shouldn't even be joking sometimes, but we do. That's just life, okay? People joke about shit. But when you send somebody a death threat, you're beyond a piece of shit. And I don't give a shit about you. And so I just want to, again, Kevin Dotson, looking at the camera, I apologize as a Steelers fan that you had to go through that. Your family had to go through that. You deserve better from us as Steelers fans, and I apologize. So, we need to start doing better. But Kenny did get hurt in that game, left with a concussion, and Mitch Trubisky came in. He didn't do anything crazy. 9 for 12, 144 yards, 1 touchdown, but he made plays. He made plays. He threw a game-winning touchdown to Claypool, who actually decided to show up. And Kenny Pickett, he did okay. 11 for 18, 67 yards, 1 touchdown. The first drive of the game, the offense looked great. Whatever they did, whatever they planned, it looked amazing. Looked on tempo, looked cohesiveness. It looked smooth. They were doing a great job with what they did. And then all of a sudden after that, I don't know if Tampa's defense just caught on. I don't know what happened, but they just couldn't get anything going. And then Kenny got hurt, and Mitch came in, took over, and threw some great balls. Threw some great balls. Was able to get some key first downs, keep Tampa off the field. And the defense really just did their job, especially being very shorthanded. We didn't have Minka. We're missing 2 of our corners. We're obviously missing TJ a lot. We're missing a lot of players. Players were getting hurt during the game. And so I was very happy with our performance. I was very happy with our effort in the game. It wasn't a high scoring game. We got out total yards in the passing game. They had more first downs. And the sacks were even, punts were even, penalties were kind of even. There was no interceptions. Time of possession was only 2 seconds differential. So this was just an old school football game where either team could do anything. And so I'm glad we got the win. And I got to listen to a space yesterday where Marquise Pouncey, former center of the Steelers, was in there talking, and he said, "Look, a lot of people are on Mike Tomlin, but he's a motivator of men, and when he needs his guys to play, they'll play for him, and he can get them to play. And it seemed like he did that. And I know, like we were talking about with division with amongst fans, the Steeler fans are very divided on should Tomlin stay, should Tomlin go. And I think yes, we're only 2-4. But if he could get this kind of effort out of the Steelers for the rest of the year consistently, I'll be happy with the result. We may not finish. We may finish 8-9. We may finish under 500, but at least the effort's there. At least the coherent as a team is there, which I think we need, and we can move forward and progress better if we have those things already in place. And so I like what I saw. Obviously, you saw the memes of Tom Brady yelling at his teammates, frustrated. And they have a good offense. They have Mike Evans, Godwin. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Leonard Fournette was a beast. They have all these players, and we were able to contain them. Pretty well. I mean, Chris Godwin only had 95 yards. Mike Evans only had 42 yards. So with a busted secondary and guys coming out the practice squad playing, I'm very proud of what the Steelers did and happy, and moving forward. Now we have Miami, which is going to be an interesting game because their quarterback is hurt, and see what happens with Kenny or if Mitch is going to start. We're not sure. Like I had already said, Tomlin talked about it, that Kenny should start. He's still in concussion protocol, but it looks like he's going to be able to start. Were you able to watch the game, Garnett, or what are your thoughts on the game?
No, I just say I think they did a fantastic job, man. You can have all the yards in the world to me, man, but if you don't put up points in the end zone, it don't mean shit. That's good defense, man. You can do all what you can do everything you can, but once you get in the red zone, man, that's where it really gets hard, man. That's where the play calling becomes more strict. Execution is more big on anything in those fields. So that's the one thing I love about the Steelers, man. They're always well coached. No matter what personnel is on the field, everybody's being held accountable. Everybody's, most of the time, everybody's in the right position to be successful. Just got to make the play, man. That's pure Steeler one-on-one football right there from what I've been watching my whole years of football, like just watching football, man, following the Steelers. So, yeah, man, I other than the quarterback situation you guys have, I feel like, every game it could be a close game to the Steelers, man.
Yeah, for sure. And, we're going to still hopefully start getting some guys back. I believe our corner will probably be reinstated from suspension soon. I forgot what his name. Let me get his name. Oh, I forgot what his name was. I forgot what his name was, but he should be coming back. Obviously, TJ Watt. We'll see what goes on with that. Kenny should be playing. Looks like they're reporting that quarterback Tua is preparing that he'll start this weekend. In the chat? I want you guys to give me your opinion. Do you think Tua should retire? You think Tua should play? Should Tua just take the year off? What are your thoughts on that? And give me what you think about that, Garnett, with the Tua situation.
I think for Tua, man, it's on him to listen to who he want to listen to at the end of the day. We can all be like, hey, you shouldn't play this, that. But your body, the situation you're in, you make the call. So, and I know it's going to be a little judgmental with that. Well, maybe he's not going to, put himself in the best situation. So maybe he should have somebody, be the judge of that. Okay, cool. So this is what's going to happen, right? You're going to have a player that really wants to play.
Yes, Rodney. Thank you. Yes, that's what I was talking about.
The safety.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a guy that really wants to play ball, right? You got one doctor saying, "Hey, I think you should retire." Okay, I'm gonna go get a second opinion. I go get a second opinion. Hey, I think you should just take a couple weeks off until you feel better, until whatever, and then I'm gonna come back and give you an exam, and then guess what? You should be good. And that's what happens every damn time with these players. Like, I'm not trying to be a football Illuminati or NFL Illuminati or whatever over here, but at the end of the day, if a dude's getting paid millions of dollars, they're gonna go get a second opinion from somewhere to make sure they're good.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna fly to California to go speak to a specialist to see if they're good. Yep. But yeah, that's how they do all the time. And they do. Carson Wentz literally flew to California for a thumb injury or a broken finger in his throwing hand. What? Think about that.
Yeah. Shout out to Open Mike, OTR Mike. What's going on? Glad you're here. Excited for Open Mic to start. Hope you're having a great day. Yeah, the legend himself coming in. That's my guy, man. I told you I was watching Coach's show the other day, and Mike did not seem happy about this loss for the Ravens, and he looked a little pissed off, and it's kind of scared me. Like I had to literally stop looking at him because it started bothering me because I thought he was gonna jump through the screen and grab me. Like Michael Myers, he just had this look. I was like, man, I don't want to look at Mike because I'm scared he's gonna see me looking at him and he's gonna go after me. So, but Mike was not happy about this loss. I was very, very upset about it. But yeah, Tua, I think you're right. Tua needs to take because it's one thing to have a concussion, and you get up and walk out by yourself. But it's another thing when you're laying on the floor and your hands are stuck and they got to cart you off. Like, that's just bad. And I don't think you should return to the field so quick. And especially for football, just, because you need to allow time for your brain to heal, for your brain. If they're saying there's no problems, obviously something happened because I even showed somebody the play and I was telling them that, they said, why is his hands like that? I said, because the brain is telling him to do something and his body's not responding. That's why he's laying there and his hands are like this. That's not good. That's not good. And so I think that he needs to take some more time, even possibly the year, get it figured out, and then decide if he wants to risk it. Because if he shows up next week and, God forbid, a tackle, he gets thrown down, hit his head again, and something bad happens, the NFL will never be able to live with itself. His family will never be able to live with it. NFL fans will never be able to live with it. And so I think, even though, obviously, I want as a competitor to beat the best players, I think he just needs to relax, let his brain heal, let his body heal, and take all the time he needs, because I don't think it's worth it to go out there and possibly do more injury to yourself. Especially, I don't know if he has a family as far as a wife and kids, but that's what you don't want. You don't want to leave your wife and kids in the situation. So I'm not going to say it. Garnet could say that. I don't say
bad man this week, Mike.
Yeah, Mike was angry. Yeah, so if anybody else wants to drop, he takes a year off. Lamar Jackson will be sitting in his locker room. That's okay. So the Ravens fans want him to play, and non-Ravens fans are like, "No, you need to take time off."
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's a crazy situation the young man is in. He'll be all right though. It's like watching UFC fights, right? You see somebody get knocked out and they become real stiff, like Tua, like right. But the craziest thing about a UFC fight, they're not fighting it until like maybe 3 or 4 months later. So they got time to rest.
Yeah, to get themselves situated, go to the doctors, make sure there's nothing wrong. Whereas Tua, he just got hurt. What was 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And now you already want to get back on the field, and you haven't been practicing, so you haven't been taking shots. So game speed's going to be is going to be a little different, a little slow, a little faster for you. I don't know. I think it's a bad situation. I think Miami needs to really be responsible and say, hey, you know what, man, just sit and wait. We'll give us some time. and figure it out. I don't think you should put this young man's life on the line just for a football game.
So,
Go ahead.
So with that being said, like, how do you feel about the? You think the Steelers gonna pull out of that? Was it just a win or what? Just
With Miami, depending on what's going on with Kenny, and find out what's going on. See who we get back, if Minka's back, things like that. It's also a situation. Brian Flores is returning to Miami, so that's an interesting situation. There's a bunch of things on it. Obviously, there's still division among Steelers fans about Tomlin. There was a report today, if you've been watching Twitter, that the reason why Mitch Trubisky was sat during this Jets game is because him and Deontay Johnson got into it, and the report said that Mitch was being let me get the exact quote.
a bitch.
Not a bitch, but it was unbecoming of a captain.
A bitch.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And Coach Tomlin on it said on the argument between him and Deontay Johnson, if it's transparent, it's good. It probably means they were both a couple guys wanting to win. If it didn't transparent, then it probably means it should have. So there's a lot of things coming out. People saying possibly possibly that it wasn't there was a fight, there wasn't, and then you say what you say, and he said, and someone tweets, he called me a bitch Trubisky on the riff with Deontay Johnson. Real quick, let's read some comments. Open mic. The unfortunate thing is when players start to have concussions, they tend to keep happy more often. Hopefully he takes care of himself. Facts. He needs to sit and get right. Absolutely. Jovan's quarterback are fragile than the Ravens owners' pockets when it comes to paying certain black quarterbacks. Hey, exactly. Yeah, I think we can beat Miami, but and I apologize, I keep drinking water, but I am like thirsty as hell for some reason. I think we can beat Miami. Obviously, they have two good receivers in Tyreek Hill and Waddle. I don't know if Tyreek's still hurt or if he what's going on with him. I haven't saw. They obviously have a pretty decent defense. So you obviously know as a Ravens fan, they can put up points.
Fast.
So after this weekend, I need to drink water. Yeah, after this weekend, I need to drink water. So we got to be careful. We can't look past Miami. We actually got to walk in there like as if we are the underdogs in their favor, because I don't think if we don't, I think we're going to get beat down. But we'll talk a little bit more about our predictions on the game. So right now, the standing for the AFC North, you have Baltimore 3-3, you have Cincinnati 3-3, you have Cleveland 2-4, and you have Pittsburgh 2-4. So this, like I said, and you disagree with me, I don't think there's two teams coming out of the AFC North. I don't even know if there's going to be a 10-win team coming out of the AFC North. But the one thing I am worried about is the Cincinnati Bengals. They're 3-3, so they're 500 right now. And I didn't want to see them start to get hot. I didn't want to see them start winning games. I kind of want to see them stay down because you don't want to get them started. But it looks like they're starting to heat up. Garnet, what's your feeling right now about the AFC North?
AFC North, like I said this earlier on a space, and the biggest name that I was getting at, just to look at it one more time, just make sure I was. Yeah, so the biggest thing about the AFC North, I mean the AFC, not just the North, the AFC itself, we already know that the Bills are the numero uno, right? And Kansas City's right there. So after that, it's a toss up for the top five. Somebody asked me today, what's your top 5 in the AFC? And I said, honestly, I couldn't tell you. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of these teams are got a lot of issues of their own. But it comes down what team has the least amount of issues and who can solve their issues the fastest. Like, so for instance, right, I will just start with we'll start in our we'll start with the AFC West, right? So you got the Kansas City is number 2, like I said. Then you got Los Angeles Chargers that's sitting at 4-2, right? Biggest thing with the Chargers is they're still waiting for Keenan Allen to come back healthy. Their line has been decimated by injuries already at the beginning. They lost their young tackle at the beginning of the season. I forgot his name. I'm sorry. I'll probably remember it later. But they lost their young tackle at the beginning of the season. Still trying to figure out who's going to be that guy. But, they still got a good running game with Austin Eckler. Quarterback is pretty good. He'll have his ups and downs, but he's a pretty good quarterback. Like I said, Keenan Allen comes back. The biggest problem with their defense is they signed a guy over $70 million in J.C. Jackson, and he's not been playing up to $7 million. Yes, but here's the thing about it. They're not adjusting to his play style, which he can play man, but he was more of a zone corner. And they're asking him to play a lot of man with the Chargers. So he got pulled from the game actually last night, and Mike Davis went in for him. Mike Davis had a good game, but it's one of the things where as a coach, it's your job to adjust for your best players. You don't accidentally catch over 7+ interceptions back to back, and then 5 interceptions years before. Like 5+ interceptions for 3 years in a row. That's fucking insane, man. You're telling me he's the problem right now? What's up?
What happened?
Oh, are you saying you're agreeing?
Yeah, I'm agreeing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my bad.
Sorry, I yawned. It's been one of those days, man.
Same here, bro. That's what I'm trying to wrap it up real smooth so we can transition. But
no, we got another 2 hours. 2 hours straight. That's how we roll. We ain't like those quitters over there at lunch break hot take.
Yeah. But so with the Chargers, it's all about that piece, adjusting your offensive line that's beat up, adjusting to the talent you got on defense. Obviously with your $70 million corner that you're paying for, get him involved. And then when it comes to the next team that's 4-2 is the Jets, right? Jets is like the weirdest fucking team.
Weird. They should not be 4-2. I don't care what anybody says. Jet fans, you can come at me. There's no way.
Here's the trickiest shit about it, right? So your quarterback is not really that good yet. And so you're playing a game-managing, football-friendly game with them, right? But the defense is good. They have a good-ass defense. You can't take that away from them. They have a really good-ass defense. But the issue is, like, how long is this going to last? Is the quarterback going to finally grow? Because he has weapons. He got receivers to throw to and a nice two good running backs. The line is somewhat coming together, what it looks like for now. So it's weird. The Jets are a weird anomaly. Miami Dolphins, we know the situation with the quarterback, but their team is pretty well built on both sides of the ball, in my opinion. And then when you get to the Bengals, like I talked about earlier, who's 3-3, like they got all the pieces. They just got to get better, a better chemistry with the offensive line or whatever, continuity on the line, and then obviously just the play calling, which it seems like they did. Like, damn, people were talking about the Bengals. Oh man, they're gonna fucking suck because they don't know how to, spread the ball out, have a balanced run game, and all this. And then in one game, looked like they solved some problems that quick, right? Crazy, right? And then with the, I don't know, man, it's a toss up right now. It really is a fucking toss up in the AFC. So for me, if I had to get my top 5, I will probably go Bills 1, Chiefs 2. I guess for 3, I'll give it to the Chargers for now because they literally just wait for Keenan Allen to get back. 4, Bengals, and then 5. To be honest with you, I don't know who I'll do with 5 right now. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I would put you above the Bengals right now. I think you guys are I think your offense is a little better than what just obviously the wide receiver situation and the play calling is making it an issue. I don't think you probably have a better team or a better offense than Cincinnati, but I think you have a better team than Cincinnati. And I think defensively you're ahead of shoulders above them. So I would kind of agree with you there. I think Buffalo is a clear favorite. And number one, Jets, like you said, it's a weird team. Miami, same thing. AFC South, Titans. Sure.
Derrick Henry, and that's it.
Yeah, obviously the Chiefs are the Chiefs, which they still look like they're struggling too. They're waiting for some injuries for their defense to come back, and the Chargers. I love the fact that the Raiders are on the bottom, and I hope they continue to struggle. And Derek Carr looks like shit. I hate Raiders, so don't give a shit about the Raiders. Okay, so as far as the Ravens, let's kind of circle back to the Ravens. Are they going to make any more moves this week, or is the Deshaun Jackson signing the only thing you got?
I couldn't tell you, man. I really couldn't tell you right now what the hell they're going to do, man. So here's the situation at hand from talking to a couple people. You have so currently we got our tight end Charlie Kolar practicing. He's about to be activated, come back to the 53 roster, right? When he gets back, we'll have a total of 5 tight ends.
Woo, you got a tight end.
Yeah.
That's what you got. You guys got some tight ends.
And so with that, but we got one dude that came back from injury that's literally not worth. I know disrespect. He ain't worth it.
Well, wouldn't you have 6 because Picard's like a tight end?
Man, fuck that dude. So we got him. So we got Nick Boyle, right? Nick Boyle is the anomaly, but here's the thing about it. He's the second most expensive tight end we have behind Andrews. He's the dude that got hurt. And now we're in a situation where we have to do something with him. And the time when Kolar gets back, if they're probably not going to be able to find a trade candidate that wants to Nick Boyle, or they might literally have to give him away or on some kind of deal. Or if not, they're going to have to cut him. They have to literally cut him over to the practice squad unless somebody grabs him or whatever. That's weird, but he's literally taking up a spot that's desperately needed for another type of player, an edge rusher or so on and so forth. So, yeah, man, for us a move to happen, we would have to get rid of some dead weight to open up cap space. So Nick Boyle would have to get traded in order for us to make a move. That's why I think Deshaun Jackson was so easily bought in Baltimore, because we bought him for like 2 packs of Roman noodles.
Yeah, that's tough. I know I've been seeing some possibly that some fans want some corners maybe added to the team, but I don't see why you would need corners. You already have a high secondary people playing for the secondary. I think wide receiver, and if you could try to get some kind of maybe a decent running back. I mean, J.K. Dobbins, he's supposed to be the guy, but he hasn't really, been doing much. Drake was let go by the Raiders. So even though he put up great numbers on Sunday, it's not a consistent thing that you could,
but
you can see.
Yeah, but with the running back situation, it's just like the wide receiver situation. But I'm not trying to make excuses for the receiver, because they're not really, they're just average dudes for most of them or all of them. But it's hard to really judge a running back of 4 to 5 carries. You think about this, Suge. If you was a running back, and my biggest thing about this, if you was a running back and you only have 5 carries, and I'm like, you suck because you did not break a 20-yard run out of those 5 carries. Is that really fair? running backs need at least, to be honest, with like 12, at least 12 carries to figure out what the fuck's going on. Like, just to get in rhythm. So the way we judge players in Baltimore in general is already fucked up because of our coaching staff. Because we're so used to seeing like production at a minimum, and then if the production hits, it's like, oh my God, this player's amazing. But he only had like 4 carries or four targets for receptions. You know, it's a weird situation in Baltimore. So that's why I say it's so hard to really like criticize certain players unless you really like know that player and their capabilities. So that's why I say like same thing with Kenyon Drake, man. Kenyon Drake, people was clowning his ass saying he should. Why do we have him? And then all of a sudden people are like, oh man, why we start giving the ball? So it's a weird situation that the fan base is in sometimes, bro. But go ahead, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. No, you're good. Yeah, it makes sense, and I agree 100% what you're saying on that. With that, and all of a sudden now Kenyon Drake, you know, who got cut by the Raiders, he's your guys' new savior. So yeah, no, I totally understand.
Yeah.
Other than that, is there anything else you wanted to talk about tonight other than the Ravens Steelers? Is there anything else?
Oh man, I said we already laid the foundation for where we're at, man. Trade deadline is in a couple weeks. If they really want to be serious about making a push for a good postseason, they got to, you know, trade. I know Brodney said nobody trading for Nick Boyle, but that's the only way we have to trade him in order for us to make something really happen for a receiver. Because the fact that $7 million is tied up in Nick Boyle, $7 million. So we have to literally trade him in order to go after somebody that we want. Because the fact that we don't have Lamar under contract, we don't have Marcus Peters under contract. So every way for us to create cap room is screwed other than trading people that's worthless. A la Nick Boyle.
I get you. Yeah. Other than that, I think I'm reading that Clay Shapel, Green Bay is targeting him for a trade. I don't know what we would get from him, but I don't really want to give him up, even though people want to dog on him. He's still a great asset and you know, he's a pretty good receiver. So I don't really want to trade for him. I don't know if the Steelers are going to make any trade. If they did, any trades, if they did, it's going to be try to get offensive linemen or maybe another running back. Warren didn't look great Sunday. Najee has not looked the same. Don't know what's going on with him. So I don't know what the Steelers will be looking for. Najee only had 42 yards, and Warren had 2 yards. So they didn't do the running game wasn't there at all. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We have Miles Boykins. That's true. Miles Boykins has there. You should have to trade what I put on the expiring contract instead of with the low first year. Nobody wants Nikki B. Now she got the body first, right? Yeah, I mean, you know, but like Jose said,
okay, if
you know, and if you don't know,
This old man Gamers is back.
Hey,
let's go.
I got my first request for Old Man Gamers. Can we go over the Metal Gear Solid series, please?
Yes, send that in for the Patreon for Lunch Break Hot Take. And if you want more Old Man Gamers content, join Lunch Break Hot Takes Patreon. Subscribe to the channel because they will be bringing that up, and subscribe to Old Man Gamers on the YouTubes, and make sure to join. And send those requests for Brodney so he can start filling those requests. Okay.
I got you, Brodney.
Yeah, Brodney's like Garnet. Brodney's like doing this to you.
Daddy, chill.
But I think that's gonna be it for tonight. You know, I know it's only a short stream, but it's been a long day. I'm ready to just kind of relax. Probably gonna end up knocking out on my couch because I'm tired. Got a long week ahead of me. Before we get out of here, Garnet, where can the lovely people find you on the internet?
All right, so what you guys can find me is this beautiful thing, what we call a handle, which is right in the top, in the bottom left corner, which is Garnet478. Yes, this is my actual real account. All my burner accounts are put to sleep because I'm going to be a good boy on Twitter and not do anything crazy, not say anything crazy, and go by the rules. So you can hit me up on here at any time, man. We talk ball, talk life, we talk about anything, man. And yeah.
Rodney, your promised surprise did not show up.
He did not
On
show
time.
up?
No, did not.
Damn, he stood you up like a prom date?
Put me up like my first wife should have at the altar. Yeah. But other than that, where else will they be seeing your face on the YouTubes?
What's up?
Where else will they be seeing you on YouTube? Anywhere else?
Nah, so maybe, we'll see. I'm not sure yet. We still do a huddle of films with my boy Jason and folks on Wednesdays. But really, you could see my face and your face, on the overtime shows that they do with this thing called Lunch Break Hot Take, which is pretty cool. I like doing that. Yep. Especially when we talk about, Christian Bale and Batman stuff.
Nope. Don't talk about that. You don't talk about that over here, okay? Christian Bale is not my cup of tea. And Rodney is definitely a curse. You are a curse. You're a curse. You're a black cloud. You are the number 666.
Damn.
Yeah. They're going to be on Ring Kings talking Christian Bale movies. I am going to be on Ring Kings.
Hey.
I will be on Ring Kings. But so I'm not talking Christian Bale movies.
Number one boxer.
Number one boxer?
Number one.
Speaking of boxing, hold up. Speaking of boxing, I'm going to go kind of off of off the beaten path here because I want to talk about this.
Okay.
So I'm going to go off of beaten. So it has nothing to do with Steelers Ravens. I don't know if you saw there was a new trailer for Creed 3.
Yeah.
You kind of look now that I look at you, kind of look like Jonathan Majors.
Me?
Yeah. I mean, it's a discounted version. Kang. You don't know who Kang is? Kang the Conqueror? Oh my goodness, Garnet.
This is a movie?
Kang. I don't want to talk to you. I don't even know who you are, Garnet.
No, for real.
Anyway.
No, I want to know now. You
can look him up. You look up Jonathan Majors. That trailer came out, and a lot of people were complaining because if you don't know, Creed is kind of a spinoff of the Rocky franchise. It's adjacent to the Rocky franchise because the original Rocky, Apollo Creed, was Rocky's first opponent. In the movie Creed, it deals with his son. So there's been two. The first one came out. It was heavily Rocky influence. It was all about Adonis Creed, Apollo Creed, and Rocky. And the second one was too, because the second one dealt with Ivan Drago and his son, who Ivan Drago in Rocky IV killed Apollo Creed. So that's how that time was. And now Ryan Coogler, which I think because he was obviously directing Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, didn't have time for Creed 3. So Michael B. Jordan is directing it. And so the trailer came out today and it looks amazing. Now, I will say what a lot of people said and I even thought was, if you look at the movie and take the title away, it just looks like a boxing movie. It's just about a boxing movie. but because it has the ties to the Rocky film, it's Creed 3, you know, and it has those ties and everything. And so a lot of people were making these dumb comments of, well, it doesn't have Sylvester Stallone, so you know, why am I going to watch it? And da da da. And I'm thinking to myself, first off, Creed has been so good that it can stand on its own now, and I think it's going to be awesome. They mentioned Stallone in the movie. They mentioned the Rocky character in the movie. Adonis does. He talks about how everything he has is built on the shoulders of his father, Apollo Creed, and Sylvester and Rocky, which I think it's even kind of a metaphor that it's based off of Sylvester Stallone and what he started. That Creed can go on and make, you know, it's made 3 movies. It's made good money. They've been really good. So I think people need to calm down, you know, relax, wait until it comes out, see what it's about. But the thing, I'll bring it up. We won't be able to play it because we'll get taken down. But I want to show you, the wow, Bronny is going after Michael B. Jordan. Wow.
Light skin tendencies, man. They just hate each other, you know.
Apparently. But look at this. Let me find a better picture of it. And there's not really a better picture. Oh shit, that's not what I want to do. Desktop. Save.
I'm just joking, right? Don't take me serious. Don't take me serious. But you know, it's true. Light skin energy is pretty strong.
All right, so look at this picture. This is Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan. Those are some yo dudes right there.
So who's the dude on the right supposed to be?
That's well. So originally, in the original, or what people thought it was, they thought that whatever character was going to be, from the original Rocky movie was going to be Clubber Lang's son, in the movie, and what the trailer shows us is that Jonathan Majors is Adonis's friend from when they were growing up, and he the story from what it seems like is that this guy's name is Dame, I believe, went to jail when they were younger, comes out after Creed. Adonis has had success boxing, is a champion, money is made, his life is good, and the story is that Dame felt like if he didn't go to jail, that would have been him, that he was the better fighter than Adonis, and that he deserves all that. And so now he's coming for it, and it makes it just a regular boxing movie, but it has Rocky within the storyline, and so I got excited for it. I was pumped for it. I saw the trailer and I loved it, and I can't wait to see it. Mr. J, Ant-Man stand no chance against Major. Yeah, because a lot of people were speculating because they seen him on how cut he was. If you watch the trailer, boy is yoked, and they were like, well, what is he doing? Is this for Ant-Man? Is this for King Dynasty? And now we know it was for Creed. Garnet watched The Harder They Fall.
Yeah, I watched
they're showing up as Hans and Franz. Rambo. Breaking news: Stallone and Arnold is coming to the Ravens Center in China.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so if you're into sports, I'm gonna start doing some more stuff on this channel, more movie talk and things like that. If you're into that stuff, let me know. I'll start doing that stuff for you guys. But if you're into boxing, Lunch Break Hot Take, Bronny and Jose do great stuff over there with OTR Mike. that I'll be a part of and helping them out with. So check that out. Also, shout out to Online's Raven Gatekeeper. Check them out on Sundays. I was just there on Sunday talking after the Ravens game. We were talking, and we had Ferris there, and we were talking about the game, and the Ravens lost. So make sure to check him out usually after every game on the Sunday. He releases videos throughout the week. Check out D Weezy's stuff. Check out Brandon Buck's stuff. Check out Ferris's. Check out OGR's. Check out everybody. You know, they're Coach Mike, OTR Mike's Open Mike, Garnet's show, any of my stuff. Support everybody. You can usually find the links on our Twitter. You'll see us tweeting at each other. If you're part of the Discord, check us there. Follow everybody. Everybody has great insight, except for Bronny. Bronny's insight's kind of whack. Everybody else has great insight on sports, and it's awesome to hang out with, awesome to talk to. So if you want to come out, hang out with them, join Lunch Break Hot Takes, Patreon, join Ravens Online Ungatekeepers Patreon, join LGR's Patreon. Support everybody, because that's what it's about. It's about supporting everybody and being there for everybody and being a community. And Lunch Break Hot Take has really started that community feeling where we all support each other. So support Mr. J. Mr. J does Twitch. He does it late at night. So if you're up and you got nothing to do and you want to hear that man serenade you with his voice as he shoots people, check out Mr. J. He's awesome. And all that. And you'll see me more on Twitch doing video games. And like I said, if you want me to do more on here as far as movies, anything else, let me know, and I'll definitely start doing stuff like that.
Are you doing the duty, bro?
Am I doing the what?
The duty.
The duty.
Call of Duty.
Oh, the duty. I'm probably gonna get Modern Warfare. I haven't decided yet, man. I'm so busy with stuff. I got finals at the end of this week for school, and then I start my next semester on Sunday. So I got so much I got to do. But I'm gonna try to stream more often and more consistently. And if you want me to talk movies, shows, just hit me up, leave a comment here, and we'll do that. Want to thank everybody for being here. Every Tuesday. Appreciate everybody that hung out in the chat. So make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, share the video. If you want to talk about a certain subject, let us know. We'll get to it next week. If you got any questions for Garnet, myself, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you, Garnet. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Like always, you have been a great co-host, and I love to see where this podcast is going to go. Before we leave, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Hen Dog, Ungatekeepers, man. He made a nice little trailer video of basically what you all explain, how we're all a big old family, man. That was pretty dope, man. Shout out to him for that, man. Support all of us, man. We all in it together, and I love it, man.
80 getting buckets. That's right. I'm gonna probably put that game on, start watching it for a little bit, and watch that game and see. Hopefully the Lakers win. I got a bet on it right now, so hopefully that hits. Darius, I forgot to shout you out. Thank you for hanging out, man. I always appreciate you. Always appreciate you retweeting my stuff and always being here in chat, hanging out with us. So much love and appreciate you, brother. So everyone, have a good night. And